Hello guys, my name is Qplex and today I want to show you how to produce a melodic techno track in FL Studio 12. And I already opened my track Shout, which also got featured in a few Spotify editorial playlists and hit almost the 100k streaming mark within I would say 3 months now. And before we start, I'm a German, so my English is not perfect, so please forgive me if I don't find the right words sometimes. And yeah, I would say we can go into the track, and I want to show you first of all a little bit from the build up and the drop. After that we go through the main elements of the track and go from the intro till the outro, which plugins I use, what kind of effects I'm using, and yeah, I would say let's go. Let's listen to the build up and the whole drop to the 65th bar. So yeah, this was the first drop with a little bit from the build up, and I would say let's discuss the main elements. Definitely on spot one is the ARP, and I want to show you how I made the ARP. It's in the plugin Pigments. I've used the preset from Audio10. I think they have really cool presets, especially for melodic techno. And I used the AT plug Gravity. Then I made some different effects on it and changed a little bit the knobs here, just to put my own style on it, and that I don't just use a finished preset. But don't worry, I mean, you can use presets and use it for your tracks. So if you like the sound, why not using it? So don't worry, you don't have to edit the whole sound just to say that it's not your that it's your own track. Yeah. So if you have cool presets, use it. Why not? I'm using always in Pigments when I want an ARP. I'm going to this sequencer, and then now here you have the arpeggiator and the sequencer. I click on sequencer, then I go to the chromatic settings here, or the sequencer scale, and the preset says it's on chromatic. I'm always using the melodic minor because my tracks are always in the chord minor. I don't know why. I'm liking the sound of it, and yeah, just go to melodic minor. Then you this is already on 100%. Put the randomizer for the pitch and the scale on 100%, so you have different keys here, and then you can play around with the octave. I always have it like between 30% and 50%. So you can see here, sometimes you have different octaves here. If you put it on 0, you have always the same octave. Yeah, and I mean, if you want, you can, let me put it back on 50%. You can put the velocity or the gate length on it. So just play around until you will find a nice arpeggio which you like. Yeah. Then if you have the settings what you like, keep pressing one keynote, and there you have it. I mean, that's actually yeah, the creative way of creating art. And yeah, if you have this, if you are on this point that you like the art and you have the right key, you can go to an empty space here. You have the ARP, but you don't have it like I do here. So every single note, you have just one single note, and the program is creating the arpeggiato. What you can do to have the right notes is you can take an empty space here, empty place in FL Studio where nothing else is here, and then you can export the track. Now you have it on, for example, on MP3 file or a WAV file. Put the WAV file into the project again, also in an empty space, and then you can put it on an empty channel, add Edison, drag the WAV file into this window, right click, go on Tools, convert to score and dump to piano, and the program will find the right key from the sample, because you have now the sample. Yeah, then it will, if you did everything I said, then you have the right keys here. Then you can put the sequencer off, and then you have the sound with the right keys, and then you can then you can even change the preset or change the whole sound of it. So yeah, this is how I made my arpeggio. The second main element, I would say, is the lead drop, and the lead drop is actually the same sound which I'm using for the up, just with a little bit more cut off, and yeah, that's it. So I named the preset here now lead Qplex, because as I said, I made some different effects on it, and so I don't have to edit it again and do the same thing which I did last time. So because I want to use the sound of it maybe in my next tracks. So yeah, that's the ARP and the lead melody. The third one, I would say, it's the vocal part. And what I did with the vocal part, let me see, it's everything correct. Yeah, I have the high vocals. Let me put this on mute so we can listen to the vocals.
So I scream so loud. Will you hear me shout?
The sound is cutting because I have a lot of reverb filters here and the delay filter, but I don't want to look for it now here. But anyway, I have the high vocals, and then I put the same vocals and pitched it down. Just to fill a little bit the background sound and have some low frequencies on the vocal, and together.
So I scream so loud.
Yeah, that's it. The vocals I got from Splice. It's a whole sample. Then I cut the vocals for some samples, so I have different parts of the sample, and just to put it on the right spot in the track. And let me put this on again. This little thing here, the sample, it's just the vocal with reverb and delay. Then I recorded it, and then I put this effect on reverse. That's a lot of tutorials already on YouTube, so I don't want to explain it anymore. Just look for reverse trick FL Studio, something like this. You will find it. If not, just leave me a comment and I will post a link. So yeah, so we have three main elements here: the arpeggio, the lead melody, and the vocal. The fourth one is the bass line. I don't know how I create it anymore, but I just have the file here. I exported already. I don't know why I did this. and you can listen it the noise effect in the background, which is coming and going away. It's like a fade in and a fade out, just to have a little bit more dynamic in the track. And you can listen to the delay, the ping pong delay on the first hit, and it's like coming from stereo delay. It's a ping pong delay. So yeah, that's actually it. Then I also added a sub bass, a really simple sub bass with a stock plugin with 3x oscillator here, just with the same notes, just to have a sub. So yeah, this is the fourth element, and the fifth one is my orchestra, but we will get to it back when we discussing when we discuss the second breakdown and the second drop, because there we have also a new element here, a saw bass. But I would say let's start from the intro, how I made the intro. For that, I will put the arpeggiator just above the filters here, because all these filters here are linked to our arpeggiator. And the intro is, I think, very simple. We have just a kick. We don't have a bass at all. We don't have a bass line at all. And we have a small hi-hat, the kick, and the arpeggiator with a really, really low cutoff filter here. And we have the automation on the cutoff filter to go up until like the first 30 seconds. And then we have sometimes in the backgrounds some cool percussions with a lot of delay and reverb. And yeah, let's listen to it. So yeah, this was the first half of the intro. As I said, just the ARP with the cutoff filter. We have two cutoff filters in this time here, the filter 2, but actually it's filter 1, because for me always the first filter which is playing is filter 1, but within the program of Pigments it's the filter 2. Yeah, and so what I wanted to do here is just to have a simple intro, very clean intro, just with a kick, with an ARP, with a little hi-hat in the background. And you can listen to the hi-hats as well. We have also like a stereo effect on it. So it's not just a hi-hat, it's a hi-hat with a little shaker in the background. I always export it when I have like 3 or 4 different drum elements and I want to have it as a group. I will export it and then I have it in one sample so I can play around and it looks more clean for me. So I always want to keep my project as clean as possible to have the overview and yeah. So yeah, we have the ARP with the cutoff filter to build up the high frequencies on the ARP, just to give it a little bit more power. And at this point, when we have the second half of the intro, I'm adding 2 different claps. This is the first one. This is a little bit more dry, has a little bit more dry sound. And together we have like, I don't know if I put here delay, sounds like, yes, I did a delay, but you can see very low delay on it. Yeah, So let's listen to the second half of the intro, and from the second half of the intro we go straight into the build up, and from the build up the transition to the drop. So yeah, what's happened in the build-up? In the build-up, we have a very simple snare fill. It's a sample. I didn't do it by myself. I just use it from Splice, the sample. And we have the white noise in the arpeggiato. Let me show you the white noise in Pigments. It's this little guy here, and you can even choose what kind of white noise do you have. In this case I wanted to have the pink noise, but sometimes I'm using the white noise. The white noise, it's in my opinion a little bit more like a little bit louder and crunchy, like it's like more, it sounds more like noise. The white noise what we have here together with the snare, it sounds like some snares. You will listen to it like within the drop, and we go in the drop. We also have the white noise here, just to put it a little bit more, energy on it. And let me drag the white noise for a second to this part, and the second cutoff filter, in this case the first cutoff filter from from Pigments, and you can hear and see what's happening with the sound when the effect is fading in right till the top. So yeah, the white noise and the cutoff filter is fading in. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to the arp alone. Here we have the fade out, the white noise is fading out, the cutoff is fading out, and the reverb. So we have a clean sound for the drop.
So I scream so loud.
So yeah, this was the intro, the build-up, and the drop. Let me drag it first back to the right position. Here. Okay. Then we have the drop. Now, the drop, the lead melody, the sub, the bass line, the vocals. I think I don't have to explain it anymore. I already showed you the sub and the bass line. The lead melody, it's actually nothing special. Let me show you the piano roll. This here is the same melody, just 1 octave higher. So yeah, that's actually the whole drop. What I did here is working just with the drum sound from the kick. So the kick is playing, the sub bass is playing, the bassline is playing, and in the second half of the drop, I'm adding some small hi-hats, also with delay and a lot of reverb. And after two more bars, we're adding like new hi-hats, the same which we used. Oh no, it's not the same. Some cool hi-hats here. So yeah, that's actually everything what we have here in the drop. We have some cool hi-hats. So 2 different hi-hats we have. We have the percussion in the background, the sub bass, the lead melody, and yeah, that's actually it. And in the end of the drop, I have the last 4 bars here. I deleted the kick just to have the transition from the drop to the second part or the third part of the drop. Yeah, so I deleted the hi-hat here just to have the sound again from the drop. Really cool, really chill. Then some claps. And then we go straight from the drop theme to the second breakdown. And I wanted to show you again the white noise from the Arp here. So we're creating a little build up within the drop just with the Arp. Yeah, you can see here it's almost the same with the cutoff filter and the white noise, and just to playing around to have the dynamic within one track. Yeah, within one Arp. Let me take back the Arp now. By the way, this is here the only part of the track where the Arp is not playing. So the transition is really easy. I put everywhere a delay on it, on the claps, on the Arp has already a delay, so it doesn't sound dry. And then we have the same melody from the drop. And we don't have a kick, we have nothing, we have just the lead, we have the bass line, and we have the percussions. Then we have a new element, the orchestra. It's actually not the orchestra, it's just pads and strings. I don't know why I named this. orchestra is really low, on really low volume in the background, just to fill a little bit the sound. And from this point to this point, the Arp is fighting back into the track just with the first cutoff filter, which we already used in the intro. So actually we just used the same method here as we already used in the intro, just to have a arpeggiato back into the track. So try to keep your focus on the Arp.
I scream so loud. Will you hear me shout?
So yeah, this is the second breakdown with the breakup, the build up, and the second drop. The build up is really easy. I mean, we just have the arp here, and we have a very simple transition. First of all, with the cutoff filter from the lead melody is really low, except for this part here. I dragged the cutoff filter from like 20% to 100%, I think, just to have this cool effect here. Just to have the last two chords, or the last two notes. I mean, it's a chord, but it's the same. The last chord, just to have it really powerful. And then I have a filter to cut the low frequencies from the bass line. Listen to the bass line. So the bass line is vanishing away. Yeah. Then the build up, as I said, it's just the Arp again with the cutoff filter here from, I would say, like 70% to the top, and from the from 1/3 here, we're starting to put the second cutoff filter also to the top, just to create a very cool build up and simple build up. Here, this cool effect here, it's the same which I've used for the vocals. It's just a reverb with reverse. Yeah, but it's the lead melody. So I put the lead melody on it, export it, put the reverb and the delay on reverse, and then you have the effect. So let's go to the second drop. Second drop, actually almost the same like the first drop. The new element what we have here, it's the saw bass. Nothing special, together with a bass line. So that's it. What I did as well is put a pen on the little panning on the saw bass. So this is without panning. With panning. just to have a little bit of dynamic sound on the saw bass, and then a cool simple noise. Also nothing special. And the difference between the first and the second drop is we've put directly the hi-hat, the first hi-hat on it, and the second hi-hat, just to put a little bit more power on the second drop. And from the from like 121 till 129, this is the first part of the drop, and from that part we've put some rides in the background just to have a little rising power in the drop.
Will you hear me shout? Need to shout to your heart. I will never take part.
So yeah, this is actually the whole second drop. So the second drop is 2, 4, 6, 8 bars long, normal drop, and then we deleting also the ride. So we just have the hi-hat and the second hi-hat, and then we have a really simple transition from the drop. So we're cutting always one element away, in this case like the sub bass and the ride, and we don't have the lead melody anymore, so we just have the arp, the hi-hat, the kick, the bass line, the saw bass, and the cool hi-hats. And at this point we're cutting also the first hi-hat away, and you could hear it. It's an echo, a delay on it. So it's not just vanishing, it's vanishing with a echo. So yeah, this is the intro, the outro, and in the outro we just have the lead melody again with the kick in the first half of the last part here, and then without even a kick, so we just have the main melody and the arp. So I hope you liked my very first tutorial here on YouTube, and if you liked the track or the tutorial, I would love to get a like or a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I see you on my next video. Have a nice day. Ciao.